निर्मला निर्मला देवी नमो नमः नमो नमः। जय गणेश जय गणेश गणेश जय गणेश गणेश साक्षात् श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः नमो नमः नमो नमः। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा सिंदूर वदना संकट हरणा निर्मल पुत्र गजानना मातृ प्रेम गजानना मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मोरिया। श्री गणराया नमो नमः श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। जय जय श्री गणेश देवा 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 जय जय श्री गणेश देवा। जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, मातृ प्रेम गजानना। सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, मातृ प्रेम गजानना। मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया, 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 मोरिया 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 रे, मोरिया 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 रे, मोरिया रे रे, मोरिया रे, मोरिया रे। जय जय गणेश, जय जय गणेश, जय जय गणेश, जय 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 गणेश, 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 जय जय श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः, नमो नमः, नमो नमः, नमो जय श्री माता जी। Let's just try to feel the divinity, the blessing through the language of Kundalini, which is music. Let's just surrender our being to her lotus feet with The next raga that I am going to offer is a Kundalini song, where we are requesting Mother Kundalini to come upon Sastral. Jai Shri Mataji. Here I offer this beautiful composition in Rag Ahir Bhairav. We'll take our attention on Sastral. Jai Shri Mataji. त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी मां साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो 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 श्री माताजी श्री मां जय मां जय जय मां श्री मां जय मां जय जय मां करुणामयी मां आपका हमको सदा आधार हो। करुणामयी मां आपका हमको सदा आपकी भक्ति से ही मां आपकी शक्ति से ही मां परिपूर्ण ये संसार हो। करुणामयी मां आपका हमको सदा आधार हो। जय 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 मां बोलो श्री मां जय मां जय जय मां श्री मां जय मां जय जय मां। आपके आशीष से मां बह चली है सहज धारा। आपके शीश से माँ बह चली है सहज धारा, इस लोक से ब्रह्मलोक तक, इस लोक से ब्रह्मलोक तक आपकी जयकार हो। करुणामयी माँ आपका हमको सदा आधार हो। श्री माँ जय माँ, जय जय माँ। श्री माँ जय माँ, जय जय माँ। जय श्री माताजी। Now, the next song which I am going to offer is a beautiful phrase which says, sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us, and we feel the love that is flowing from us. Jai Shri Mataji. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Shri Mataji, we love you. 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 Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. You are Mahakali Mahalakshmi, you are Mother Adi Shakti, you are Mahakali Mahalakshmi, you are Mother Adi Shakti. When we surrender, we are in paradise. When we surrender, we are in paradise. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Your power resides within us. No of Ganpati Bhule. When we surrender, we are in paradise. When we surrender, we are in paradise. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. We know your love is flowing through us. Jai Shri Ram.
What beautiful music we all have today. Thank you, Ayush, for playing such a beautiful music for all of us. Ayush is coming all the way from Dehradun in India today for this beautiful live music that he has presented. And we are really grateful for his time and the beautiful melodies that he has sung. Traditionally, mostly Indian devotional music known as bhajans, with the, of course, the Hindustani classical music, fortifying that devotional music to extend the joy of this music. So a big thank you to Ayush for the beautiful music that you have shared with us. Thank you again.
While we have Ayush here, Mahima, can he sing the 3 great mantras and then we can get started? Thank you.
Sure. We can have some 3 great mantras, the prayer, and then we will get started.
Jai Shri Mataji. Let's just feel the vibration of introspection. We welcome you all to this divine, wonderful kingdom of heaven. We'll start with Shri Ganesh Mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesh Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. O Divine Holy Mother, grant us the state of thoughtless awareness. Mother, please bless this universe with your divine love. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडली साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता देवी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
Welcome to everybody. A very, very warm welcome to the day 18th of this online Sahaj Yoga 21-day meditation program. My name is Mahima, and I'm back to today again as your MC for this session tonight. So welcome everybody. A big thank you to Ayush coming from all the way from India in Dehradun, playing us the beautiful music as we had a brief intro before. So a big, big thank you for sharing your wonderful, wonderful music with us and really putting us into that meditative mood that we want to get into for tonight. So a big welcome to everybody joining us on day 18 and a big welcome to all those who have stumbled across and have been recommended to come and join us today for the first time. So again, if you are coming to the session for the first time and you have not experienced this meditation before, we have created a breakout room. All you need to do to be transported into that breakout room is use your chat pod down below on your screen and just simply type in yes. And if you are attending for the first time, we will be shifting you to the breakout room where we have an amazing person all the way from Melbourne. Subhani is here to lead you into this meditation session. So I'll invite Subhani to come on the screen so we could have a quick introduction. Oh, there you are. Hello. So nice to see you. Welcome to today's session. So Subhani, how did your Sahaj Yoga journey started and what benefits you have experienced through this meditation?
Right. Well, my Sahaja Yoga journey started in India back in 2003. And speaking of benefits, it's impossible to count. After nearly 20 years, I think looking back, Sahaja Yoga absolutely transformed my life. I took my realization as a young adult, and I cannot imagine the way my life would have gone had I not met Shri Mataji.
Wow, that is really, really beautiful experience. And it's interesting that everybody who comes and presents and share, this role as supporting the new people that are coming to the meditation. We all have a journey in Sahaja Yoga, and we have lots and lots of stories to share when we have time and when we have all that, free time to sit down and talk about it. So there will be few, I can see that few of the people are asking that they have said yes. So we will be sending them with you to the breakout room. So all those who are typing in yes, we will be starting up the breakout room, and Subhani will lead a beautiful meditation for you in there. So thank you again for your time tonight, Subhani, and coming and looking after the first timers. And hopefully they have a wonderful experience of meditation with you. So we will catch up with you after.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So what have we got in store for you today on day 18? So I know you have learned a lot in this meditation about chakras, about the channels. You have learned about Bandhan, for example, yesterday. So we will continue to on this journey today, and again, pretty much doing a very similar guided meditation today, focusing on different chakras and the qualities of those chakras. But we will also give you an opportunity to meditate silently in between those guided meditations. So see how you go with that experience today. So that's something to look forward to. Before we introduce today's host for you, today's presenter for you, I'll quickly go into the housekeeping again. So if you are interested in being mentored after these 21 days, please do fill in the mentor form, which we will put in the chat again. So if you click on the link that we are putting in the chat, you will be taken to fill in the form. And again, you don't have to do it straight away, but you can do it at some point at the end of the program or something. If you want to be mentored and you wish to extend your journey beyond these 21 days. And beyond that, all the recordings are, of course, being recorded, all the programs. So you have got access to all the website and the resources that we are providing you, including any handouts for yesterday, and also for all the previous sessions that we've had so far. So now I will invite Lynn from Canberra to come on screen, who will be the presenter for tonight's session. So welcome, Lynn. So nice to see you.
Hi, Mahima. Thank you. Very nice to see you also.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to be able to share the meditative experiences with different people from around the world who've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for a very, very long period of time. So over to you. I'll hand over the session to you, and you can take us all into a beautiful meditative journey after this, and I'll see you at the end.
See you soon. Thank you, Mahima. And welcome, everyone. It feels so amazing to be with you all. Tonight, we will again have a foot soak. So I hope you have a bucket handy nearby. If it needs to be brought to you, now's the time to just grab your bucket with about ankle deep water and some salt in it. Also a little jug for rinsing afterwards, and a towel or paper towel to dry your feet afterwards. We will, of course, put the water when we're finished with it into the WC, into the toilet, so we don't kill the plants by tipping it there. So if you already have your bucket now, just keep it in front of you with your feet either side. And we'll start, as we always do, by raising our Kundalini with our hands and placing ourselves in a bandhan. So let's get into the meditative state, raising up the left hand in front of us, the right hand's winding around, up to the top of our head, tying one knot. So we really want to keep our attention at the top of our head. Second time, just following that hand with your attention, with your eyes. 2 knots. And the third time for our third channel, just watching that hand, feeling our Kundalini following our attention up to the top of our head, looking up, and we'll tie 3 knots. So we really, really want to keep our attention up there on the top of our head. So now just notice in your hands that there's a bit of a flow happening of vibrations, and we're going to put those vibrations over our entire body, over our subtle system. So we'll start with the right hand at the left hand. So the right hand is on our left side to start, and we'll go over our aura and back, 1 for each of our chakras. So that's 7 times. And just feeling what you're doing. It all becomes part of your meditation. I think that's probably 3. Two more. And last one for the Sahasrara. And both hands open on your lap. And what we'll do, we've got that bucket in front of us. We'll just vibrate the bucket with our hand. So using our right hand, we'll go down and we'll just make little circles around the bucket, around the water, about 7 of them. So we'll just do that, keeping your attention on your Sahasrara whenever you're giving bandhans. And then both hands are open on your lap, and we can place our feet into that lovely bucket of water to your desired temperature. If you're feeling a bit hot, had a busy day, then you might want cooler water. Otherwise, if it's early morning and you're feeling a bit chilly, you might have a warmer bucket. So let's just balance our left and right side. So we'll drop our right hand down towards the earth, and still with our attention on our Sahasrara, we're asking Mother Kundalini to please take out any imbalance from my left side. And we can close our eyes while we allow our Kundalini to do the work. So your attention is on your Sahasrara and also on your heart, on your breathing. Letting go of any tiredness, any lethargy. And let's bring that right hand back on our lap. So our palms are always open when they're on our lap. And then we'll clear the right side by bending the left hand. And so the palm is facing behind you. So you can, it's nice if your eyes can be closed, but of course you can look towards the photo of Shri Mataji if you're finding it, if you're not able to keep your eyes closed or you keep thinking about something, then open your eyes by all means. So we're asking Mother, please absorb any heat or overactivity from my right side into the atmosphere. So again, my attention is on my Sahasrara, my 7th chakra. And my heart. You might be able to feel that right hand cooling down. And sometimes you can feel the heat releasing from the left hand into the air. Now let's just bring our two hands at the level of our heart and just try to feel the balance in your two hands. Is it feeling one heavy, or are they both feeling okay? One feels lighter than the other? Or are you feeling some tingling on one hand and not the other? So we will go by what I'm feeling. So I'm feeling it's a little bit hot on the right side. So I'm going to just show you a technique for raising the left and down with the right. So this is a nice little trick to bring some balance in your subtle system. So often we've had a busy day and there's lots of thoughts. And this is a little clearing, balancing of our system. So you've got your left hand open, and with the right hand, we'll again, as though we're doing a bandhan, but we're only doing it on one half. So we're going over to the right side from the left. Then scoot the hand in front of you, raising it up on the left side and down on the right. So you can do this any number of times, but best is to see that it works. So it's up on the left side and down on the right. A few more times. So again, your attention is at the top of your head. And then just see if that's made a difference. The other thing we can do if we are feeling hot, and especially if the liver's feeling a bit hot, that's on the right-hand side of your stomach, upper stomach, in which case you can take an ice pack. I'm not sure if you can see that. Ah, there it is. An ice pack, which can be in any form, some ice in a plastic bag or some sort of ice pack, and wrap it in a cloth, and you can just stick it against your stomach, maybe between a t-shirt and a singlet, and hold it there with your other arm. And that's another way to cool down the right side, which easily gets hot. So we'll just keep that there for a little while. Or if you don't have an ice pack at the moment, just put your left hand on your right, the right side of your upper stomach. Just hold that there for a little while. So again, just touch the top of your head to keep your attention up there on your Sahasrara. That's feeling much cooler for me. So let's just do a general clearing through at each of the chakra levels, starting from the base of the spine, which is our first chakra. Might be interesting for you to see your own vibrations before we start, but we will do all of the chakras just to cover everybody's needs. You can hold your hands at the level of your heart and just closing your eyes, ask Mother Kundalini, Mother, please show me the state of my subtle system. Please show me my vibrations. So you may be feeling something in your hands. Now, if you were feeling on the palms of your hands, the two palms, either one or the other or both, then that would be the first energy center, the Muladhara chakra. So let's just now, we'll do a little bit of clearing on each of our chakras and maybe make a note of which fingers or which part of the hand that would be. So for the first one, for the Muladhara chakra, that's at the level of the base of the spine where we're seated on our chairs, or if we're on the floor, the base of the spine. So we would just hold the right hand just in front of where we're sitting, and we can do a little clockwise circle with our hand as we did on our water at the start. So we're circling with the right hand at the level of the Muladhara chakra, which is the base of our spine. And then we're offering any heat, any imbalance, anything clouding our wisdom and innocence into the bucket of water. If you don't have a foot soak, you are offering it to the Mother Earth. And she's very nicely sucking out anything that's clouding our Muladhara chakra, offering that. So I'm very cleverly holding my ice pack with my right hand and giving vibrations with my right hand at the same time. So if you can manage that, it's quite a good trick. So let's now take our attention up to our second energy center, the Swadhisthana center. And again, we'll give the little circles with the right hand. If you can imagine clockwise. So that's going to the right, going up, and then to the left. And then offering any heat or imbalance, any overthinking, any desires that keep bothering us, that are not for our spiritual ascent. So we want to just get rid of those, offer them to the bucket of water, to the Mother Earth. So we're clearing the way for our pure desire to manifest. And just hold that ice pack with your other hand, with your left hand, and with the right hand, just raise up the hand up to the top of your head again. Do it 2-3 times. So we do want to keep our attention on our Sahasrara. And again, we'll go up to the nabi, or the stomach, which would be these two middle fingers. The Swadhisthana, of course, were the thumbs, and now we're at the nabi, and that's the center of our stomach, around our belly button, in fact. And we'll do those little circles, clockwise circles. So we're vibrating our chakra, as well as just taking out any heat, any dissatisfaction, anything disturbing our peace, and offering it to the water. So doing it in a peaceful way, so we're not getting agitated while we're doing this. And then just offering to the water. We're asking Mother, please give me the power of satisfaction. I am satisfied. However you keep me, I'm satisfied. Coming up to the heart. So we can just place our hand on the center heart. And the breath is really good for the heart chakra. So we'll take a few deep breaths here at the heart. And we're asking Mother, please give me the power of fearlessness. Please make me fearless. And we can affirm that I am fearless. And then again, we can take out anything, any fears, any worries, pressing on our heart with the little circles with our hand and offer them to the water. So of course, the heart, when you're seeing, is the little fingers. So when you're seeing what are your vibrations, the heart will be the little fingers. We'll just do the central channel. So if you were feeling on the left or the right, accordingly, then you would do the left or the right. But if you're feeling both, then you do the center. Let's raise our hand from the base of the spine up to the top of our head. Again, just taking our attention up to our Sahasrara. So we have that connection happening. And we'll go up to the Vishuddhi chakra, which is this one at the neck. And that, of course, is our two pointer fingers. So here we'll give the little circles with our hand at the Vishuddhi. And this center, when it's clear, we're able to witness. Please give me the power to witness and offer anything that's stopping us from witnessing the drama of life. We'll offer it to the water. Any reactions, any attachment. Mother, please give me the power to witness. And let's come up to the forehead, which is our Agya center. And this is the quality of forgiveness, clears this center. Mother, please give me the power of witnessing. And this is our two ring fingers. And then offer any imbalance, any thoughts into the water. Any lack of forgiveness, just take it out, offer it to the water. Now we can just take the ice pack out so we can keep our hands free, keep it to one side. It's already starting to melt. Raising up our hand from the base of the spine up to the top of our head a couple more times. Once more. And then we can place our hand on that fontanelle bone area. Give it a nice clockwise massage, circling the scalp. Mother, please establish my self-realization. Taking the hand up, just try to feel your Kundalini coming out of that fontanelle bone area, the fountain. Might be far away, might be close. And try with the other hand. And the last thing we can try is just with the hands crossed, we'll take down through both the channels, through our whole body, the left and right side. So we've got our hands crossed at the ego and the superego, uncross them at the forehead and sweep down our whole body and the legs into the bucket. Once more, uncrossing at the forehead, sweeping down our entire body and into the bucket. Just as an interesting exercise, let's just hold our hands up and ask our Mother Kundalini, Mother, please show me my vibrations. Really, from your heart, asking her to show you. Wow. I hope you're feeling a difference. So I think we can finish our foot soak and then we'll just have a little silent meditation just to feel those vibrations now that have cooled down a lot. So I hope they've cooled down for you too. So I've got a jug of water here. I'm sure you also do, and a towel. So let's just rinse our feet and pop them onto the towel. And then before we take our bucket away, we also give it a bun done at the end, and that's circling the hand. And that's so that any negativity that's been absorbed into the water has no effect anywhere. So we're neutralizing whatever's been sucked out. So just give 7 bunduns to the water before we go and tip it into the loo. And then we'll come back and have a little bit of silent meditation. So just see you shortly. We'll remove our buckets. Hope you're all feeling nice and cool. So what's good to do after your foot soak each night is once you've removed your bucket, tipped out the water, rinsed it, just come back to your meditation spot and just sit for a little while and enjoy those lovely cool vibrations. So you can take your attention up to Sahasrara a few times. And the hands are open on your lap. We'll just have a few minutes silent meditation. If you just connect to our spirit, just taking your right hand on your heart on the left side, we can say the affirmation to ourselves that I am the spirit. I am the pure spirit. And putting our forehead in our hand, holding it quite firmly, we'll just say the affirmation that I forgive. Mother, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And up to the Sahasrara again, just pressing down the palm of our hand into the fontanelle area. Mother, please let me feel the silence and the joy in the lotus of the Sahasrara. Raising the hand, just feeling the subtle vibrations. Keeping your attention there. Just bring both hands back on your lap, open. Connected to your heart. We've got a lovely video excerpt of Shri Mataji, and we'll watch that in a few moments when the video comes up, and then we'll carry on in the meditative state. So just hold on to this feeling while we watch the video as it comes on. And we'll finish off with a silent meditation as well after the video finishes, but I'll let you know when that's happening. So just opening your eyes.
We have to meditate every day, just like washing our hands or just like cleaning our teeth. We have to in the morning time meditate, and also in the evening we have to meditate. We have to meditate both the times. Otherwise we cannot rise, we cannot grow. Just to think that we are realized souls, we do not become. This cleansing has to be done every day, in and out. And this is why none of the experiences which are described are felt sometimes in Sahaja Yoga, and people ask, Mother, how is it we don't feel the khichdi? Because your attention is not also there where it should have been. So one has to try to meditate in such a manner that this working of the Kundalini is facilitated. The chakras are cleansed out, and ultimately you are in a state of meditation. It's not a question of how to go into meditation. But it's the question how to be in meditation all the time. So as you know that Kundalini, when she reaches the Agya Chakra and when she opens Agya Chakra, then you can be in thoughtless awareness. Then you don't think. Thinking just stops. You watch everything, just watch. But you do not get involved into what you are watching, but you just watch. And that watching itself gives you the growth within. Think of the tree which is, say, in a turmoil or during earthquake. It won't grow. When the earthquake stops, everything becomes quiet, everything is peaceful, then only the tree can grow. In the same way, our growth can only take place if we are peaceful within ourselves. So for a Kundalini growing wider and wider and rising higher and higher, first thing is we must have peace within ourselves. But this peace is possible if you can make really peace with others. If you cannot make peace with others who are in Sahaja, who are in the collective, if you are in a turmoil, this Kundalini can never rise. That is why collectivity is so important. Without collectivity, your Vishuddhi cannot open. And without collectivity, you cannot have the growth of your spirituality. If the growth of the spirituality, as they say, the tree of life is upside down and the roots are in the brain. And this Kundalini has to go and water that brain as we water the roots. Then it starts flowing downward. And that's how we start expanding. So this power of Gauri has to be respected because she is our mother. She is our individual mother. She has given us second birth. She is the one who knows all about us. She is so gentle, so kind. How she slowly rises. She doesn't give us trouble. She takes all the trouble of penetrating through these centers and she gives us the second birth. Because she understands everything. She knows everything. She organizes everything. She brings forth all the beauty that you are. Once you start developing that beauty within yourself, then you will be surprised how powerful you are. Because all these things are of the same nature. Is the truth that you discover, is the same as the beauty, is the same as the joy. You don't have to think that joy is separate, truth is different, beauty is different. Because we are not yet at that point, we just take one facet. But once we reach that point, then the whole thing seems to be one. There is no differentiation at all. It's all one. Many facets of a diamond, but it's one diamond. And that diamond is yourself, your spirit. So today is a very great day. We have to thank our mother, our Kundalini, the Gauri, for giving us realization and to know that we have to every time awaken her. Every time we have to expand her and every time to worship her so that we always keep our realization intact and keep our ascent intact. It is this ascent which is going to transform all the human beings. So you have to pray to her that keep us pure, make us pure. She purifies you. Her job is to purify your chakras. So please purify us, make our hearts clean, our minds clean, everything clean, and ultimately keep our connection forever and ever lasting, so that we feel this beautiful power of God's love flowing through us. For that, whatever is necessary, we will do. We'll be very much in the collective, we'll sacrifice anything, and also we'll try to be very sensible, we'll try to spread Sahaja Yoga, because when you spread Sahaja Yoga like a tree, then the depth will grow also. But it has to be done with the same beauty as the awakening of the Kundalini. She has not troubled you. She has not given any problems to you. So, from that one has to learn that we have to behave in a manner the way Kundalini is so gentle, so sweet, so nice, so effective, and she brings our life to some meaning. She completes the meaning of our life. She completes our desires, and she takes us to a point where we start seeing the whole thing, the whole universe as one, all human beings as one. She gives us collective consciousness. All this work is done by Kundalini alone. Of course, if she does not go to any chakras and does not awaken any deity, we cannot even have the fruits of those chakras being awakened. So it is all her work, all her ascent, all her understanding and wisdom which has given us this beautiful state that we call ourselves as yogis. So I would request you all to pay attention to your Kundalini. Try to raise her all the time. See that you get your vibrations. Also see that not only that you get your vibrations all right, but also for others you have a different attitude. Do not criticize others. Do not say anything about how wrong they are, but just see how right they are and what good they are capable of. She is a virgin and still so wise. In the same way, we have to be very wise, very sensible. We cannot afford to waste our time now, because we have to save the whole world, and it is our responsibility. If we do not now work out even our own chakras, we cannot help anyone. So first of all, we must work out our own chakras, and then we can help the whole world. It's not something like a cult or an organization where you just say, I belong to this cult or this organization, so all right, I'll be saved by God. That's not promised in Sahaja Yoga. There's nothing like a ticket to heaven. It has to be worked out. You have to work it out, and work it out with full understanding as to what is this Kundalini is and how she works. May God bless you.
And slowly opening your eyes. It was a lovely meditation with you all. And let's finish our meditation by raising our Kundalini with our hands. Tying a knot for one. Two knots for the second channel. Three knots for the third. And let's spread those vibrations over and back, doing the bandhan, protecting our auras with those lovely vibrations. Two. Nabi. Heart. Vishuddhi. Agya. And the Sahasrara. Lovely. Thank you all. I might ask Mahima to come on screen now, as we'll have a little bit of a question and answers if there's anything you'd like to ask. Mahima?
Thank you, Lynn. And that was really, really beautiful. It took me a while to come back onto the screen. I was enjoying the depth of that meditation and the silence that I felt within. So thank you again for leading us through this beautiful, beautiful meditation.
Thank you everyone for all the lovely vibrations we felt with everyone together.
It really is amazing. Like, you know, I think over the years, I still feel amazed that you will have a 10-hour busy day being really hectic. And then you go through this meditative process, you know, even in this platform online, I feel that my brain's completely empty and I'm so relaxed, and I'm thinking, wow, I wish I could feel like that when I'm at work, but it doesn't work like that. But it's really amazing that every evening we can go back to the basic and say, wow, this is really, you know, completely silencing me and completely relaxing me. So I hope our audience have felt the same way. Today we have an additional treat, which I should have told you in the beginning. So for those who would love to stay back, we will probably not go for very long, but maybe another 5-10 minutes. The formal part of the program concludes here. However, we will record the next part of the session. So again, we have a couple of experienced meditator, Lynn and Hetty and Chris, who will be joining us. And we're opening the forum for you to put your questions in the chat pod today. So Lynn, Chris, and Hetty are here to respond to your questions. If you have any questions or you have any, you know, something sitting in your thought that you always felt, oh, I should be asking this, or I should really want to know this thing. So this is a very good opportunity to introduce our panel today to all of you. So welcome, Chris, all the way from Perth, and welcome,
very
Hetty.
much.
Good to see you again. So it will be nice if you could give a bit of a brief introduction of what do you do and how long you've been practicing Sahaj meditation, and why you have stayed on. And in the meanwhile, we're hoping our participants will be typing in some questions that we can all respond to them for tonight. So maybe we'll start with Chris.
I've been in Sahaj Yoga for about 30 years, becoming a yogi. I work for the government of Western Australia, and I do a pretty heavy job mentally. I work in the field of regulation, and so I'll get on the freeway and go to work and do a very mental day, and I find Sahaj Yoga has helped me tremendously in terms of keeping my balance, to keeping my focus on what is important about my self and who I'm serving when I work, and also my relationships with other people, family, friends, and also, I mean, in my life, the collective, the Sahaj Yoga community of meditators is very important to me. It's given me a great deal of fulfillment, and I think I've got a lot of benefit I don't know what I'll be like without the meditation.
Thank you, Chris. That is so beautiful. Before we go into Hetty and Lynn's, your stories, I'll put a question out there, which I'm seeing that so kindly, our attendees are putting in there. So somebody's asking, is there any treatment for rheumatoid arthritis in Sahaja Yoga? So who would like to answer that?
Who wants to have a go at that?
Okay.
I have a personal experience. My grandmother had rheumatoid arthritis. That's one of the most difficult things in my childhood, watching my grandmother suffering in that pain. She was a very spiritual and deep person, and she was, because of the war, thrust from Eastern Europe to Australia. She had many challenges. I think I read the Shri Mataji says that if you can't express your spirituality, you might get arthritis, like there's something blocking you. So the solution to rheumatoid arthritis is to express your spirituality, to do Sahaja Yoga, to do meditation.
Thank you, Chris. I hope it answered. Lynn, do you want to add anything to that?
I would see what are the vibrations, how it's affecting one vibrationally, because it can be degrees of chakras involved. So it's hard to generalize. I feel my general tendency is to go to the root cause, which is the chakras you're feeling. Either someone can help you with that if you're not able to discern it, or, if you're very strongly yourself feeling it, and then accordingly, the chakra and the left or right side treatment for that.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. Thank you for saying that, Lynn. So if we are feeling particular blockages in particular chakras, that could have led to a physical manifestation of this ailment in form of rheumatoid arthritis. So it will be really important to start to experience what our subtle system is feeling, and then trying to unblock the chakras to feel the benefit, if we could, reduce the effect of this ailment in our system. So I think, the upcoming workshop on Saturday would really be handy in that case, to go into one-on-one and have a sharing of that experience of what do we actually feel, what chakras are blocking, and I'm sure that will enhance that experience. So I think Shashi, the person who's asked that question, I would definitely recommend that come and attend the Saturday workshop, where you will have an opportunity to get somebody to work on one-on-one and discuss this personally.
Yeah, and the mentor would also be of great help as well for that.
Definitely. Another one, somebody said that I have tears and I feel sad after meditation. I'm unable to come in terms with my father's untimely death. And so they're just wondering how can meditation help for that?
I can say something about that. My mom passed away recently, and I found that the meditation helps me tremendously, because as we meditate, sadness is our left channel. Mm-hmm. And as we feel really sad, we're kind of dwelling in that left channel. And as you keep on meditating and clearing, of course, we're still grieving. And that is an important part to still go through. But for me, it wasn't as, the grief wasn't as deep as I had in the past. And it was also for a shorter time. So as you keep on bringing yourself in balance through meditation and food soaking, it will definitely help to be less extreme. But, we're still all humans, and we still have our emotions. So, and it's good to have them as well, but you don't want to be for too long and too deeply dwelling in that. So, but still go through it.
Mm.
And that's
I don't know if that helps.
It's a beautiful, I feel it's a beautiful response, Hetty. It's an individual journey of how we go through various ups and downs in our life. And I feel that meditation is a tool available to us that when we know, talking about what Chris was saying, after a busy day and really mentally absorbed in doing the work that we all do, and then coming home and feeling completely relaxed and removed from all the thought and all the pressures that we feel in our working day. And that's what the beauty of meditation is. And I feel it could help in, any situation, whether we are experiencing overexcitement or over busyness or grief or any kind of emotion. Again, the meditation can bring us to that simple base, the core of ourselves, that we are these people and we can achieve this balance. So that's really, really nice. Thank you for sharing that experience, Hetty, and sharing your personal experience as well. I've noticed a lot of questions are about different ailments and, back pain or a particular pain in an arm or physical ailments or, how to reduce pain or illness. So maybe we can give them a general response to that. It will take a long time to go through each question individually. So if we can classify them to all the ones related to physical ailments and pain, how can we be benefited by Sahaja Yoga? So who would like to go for that one?
I had some back pain today. I think the meditation in general gives you a greater resilience in terms of pain and the management of pain. You can tolerate pain better. You can also tolerate trauma. Like if there was a sudden death in the family, you'd better be able to, you'd be traumatized by it, but you'd be better able to handle it if you're meditating. That's my experience. There are various things for pain. Like my pain, I've said I've been very right-sided, you'd say, and I definitely need a foot soak. I had a cold foot soak today, but yesterday I had the back pain and I used candling in the morning, and I because I did some physical work on the weekend, and I haven't been doing a lot of that during the winter. So I used a candling and I felt very good after that. The day went really well, and then I got right-sided, and then I had to have a foot soak, and I've had an ice pack watching Lynn do the foot soak treatment.
And hence the recommendation that we practice every day, so that
absolutely, that's the video. It was a brilliant video. Yeah, that's it. It's a discipline, and but you get tremendous benefits out of it. And if you apply, you got to know the knowledge. That's why we're having these 21 days, so people can get to know what the techniques are, and then you apply the techniques to your everyday life and your traumas and things that go with it along in a modern life. And it's very artificial, and we apply Sahaja Yoga to it, and we adapt, and we're very effective. Actually, I think it's amazing, and we can still be joyful and spontaneous, even though a lot of things are happening around us which are negative.
That is so true. Thanks, Chris, for sharing that. I think I might need Kirti in the background to filter out the question, because the question list has really increased. So if you could start to put them in some categories so we can go through them. But here's an interesting one. They're saying that, do you really become thoughtless forever? Is it really possible? So if that thoughtless awareness is there, is it possible for anybody to become thoughtless forever?
Hope so.
We're working on it.
Waiting, we're trying.
But in simple terms, you will become, we can all become thoughtless when we meditate, when our Kundalini goes past chakra and all the way on top. Initially, the space is very small when we become thoughtless. It's like a wave going up and coming down. That's your thought. And in between those waves, there is a bit of a space. So when that space increases, that is the space, that is the meditative state, and that is the state of no thought. So yes, we can become thoughtless for some period of time, but it depends on the strength of our subtle system, our kundalini, and how long we can sustain our attention on top of our head, and the kundalini maintains its position. So that's the response for that one. I am looking for other ones. Some people are saying they have tried another form of meditation and now they're trying Sahaja Yoga. What are the variations in meditation? Do we have any thoughts of trying other type of meditations along with Sahaja Yoga? Yes.
I like to say something about that. As you join in this course and start Sahaja Yoga meditation, it's really best to just do Sahaja meditation for now, because if you mix things up, you have no idea of what is doing what. And we really recommend to approach this as a scientist and really see the potential of this meditation. And mixing things will absolutely give you no idea of what is gonna do what. So in general, yeah, I recommend new people just to stick to Sahaja Yoga meditation for at least 5 weeks, and practice every day. And then you start to get a little bit of an idea of it. So you get a bit of an idea of what it's doing for you, and then you can make a decision from there. So I really say just do that for the moment, for now.
What a good advice. Thank you, Hetty, for that. Here's another one. Is there a difference in meditation in a group like we do here, or meditation when we do alone?
Yes, there is definitely a difference. It's good to do your own meditation because you see where you're at. But a collective meditation, obviously, there's an increase in the vibrations, so you get whooshed along. So somebody might have one chakra's in a bit of jeopardy, and another one is really good, and it matches you because you've got the opposite. So then you have a stronger experience, basically, with the collective, and then stronger again if you can be in person with each other in real life.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the video was really good. Shri Mataji said it is a personal journey. You're responsible for your own ascent, and you got to meditate. That was the message. But she also mentions the collective. The collective is very important in terms of your dimension of your growth. You need to sort of meditate with others and express your love to others, and you can do that really in tremendous ways when you're with other people that are meditating, and the experience is as Lynn has said, can be very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Here's another one that I feel calm and peaceful during the meditation, but I can't say that I start to feel the joy. Could you please explain the type of joy that I would like to feel?
A lot of joy.
I can feel the joy already. So.
Yeah, so I really want to answer that one because when I started Sahaja Yoga meditation, that is 8.5 years ago, and I was basically, my emotions were pretty numb. I knew they were somewhere there, but I had to deal with a lot of difficult situations in my life at that stage. And I really, really craved joy in myself. And when I would be with other people, of course, I have a good time or whatever, but I could not feel the joy in myself. And right from the start, when I started Sahadya, I started asking. So you can ask. I started to ask for the experience of joy coming from myself. And for me personally, it took quite a long time. So I started quickly to feel like that my characters changed for the better. And quite soon I started to feel like feelings of peace in myself. So that came pretty quick, but I kept on asking and I kept on like praying to have those feelings of joy. And yeah, at some stage I was like, I had such a strong desire to feel joy, and my desire was so strong that in a meditation at some stage, I got such a strong feeling of joy. And it was just like, this is way too much.
Yeah.
It was just way too much. I said, I'll just tune it down a little bit because this is just too much. And then I went back to normal, and eventually you just keep going, clearing, meditating, and eventually the joy breaks through. And when it breaks through, it's just amazing. It's just a joy coming out of yourself, and then nobody can touch it anymore. And then in every meditation now, I can tune into it. And being together with other yogis is just a joy that you don't find anywhere else, because everybody has that in their own heart. And you don't even have to talk, just being together. We feel that joy, and you feel it too, because you're all sticking to this. So you start to notice, you can just see it. So basically stick to it, just keep going. And you can ask the divine for feelings of joy, and it will come, it will be answered.
Yeah, thank you, Hetty. That's
Beautiful, Hetty. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So joyful.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
another one. We're talking about people are saying, somebody's saying, there's so many questions, I'm just getting a little bit lost, but I will find it. It's saying you're talking about vibrations. How can you explain, how do you feel these vibrations? How can I know I'm feeling vibrations?
It's very subtle, and at the basic level, it's a light, cool flow on your palms. So that's a good vibrations you're feeling. If you're feeling the state of your chakras, you might feel tingles on the fingers, and that's also the vibrations. And it's that subtle flow on top of your head as well. And probably the joy, you start feeling that. That's also the vibrations. It's a subtle thing. I think it's just a subtle, quiet flow, like a breeze, but subtler. Can anyone? I
can add to that. So when I got the experience of this meditation for the first time, I wasn't really sure. They kept asking me, do you feel something? The people who were guiding me through the meditation. And I wasn't sure what I was meant to feel. But one fine day, 6 months down the track, I was listening to a talk of Shri Mataji in which she was guiding through that meditation, the same one which we do, put your hand on your heart and say, I am the spirit. And at the end of the meditation that she was leading, this was in a videotape, she said, put your hand out there and see if you can feel the cool breeze on your hands. So the physical manifestation of Kundalini energy, when it's risen and it's come to the top of your head, it manifests in form of a cool breeze emanating from the top of our head. And it also emits from our fingertips, because our fingers are representing the 7 energy centers in our subtle system. And on that day, 6 months later, through that video, I looked at my hands, and it was a hot summer day in India, and both my hand went cool as if I have just put them in a freezer, or an air conditioning air is blowing out of it. Very subtle, very gentle, but noticeably different to any form of air that was around me. So that's the first time. And I kind of touched my hands and like my face and tried to close them and open them, and it didn't go away. So at that point, I realized something different has just happened to me in that moment. And that's what I called the vibration. So I feel that when my Kundalini is up and I'm not really thinking about anything, I'm thoughtless, I do feel a gentle, cool breeze starts to blow into my palm, and it could be there for as long as the attention is there. So that's what I call vibrations. That's my definition. Chris, do you have something to add to that?
Well, when Lynn was doing the meditation just earlier on, and we were going through the center channel, when we got to the Agya, I just had my hand around, and it was just like a cool rings around on my forehead. Obviously something was clearing out, but I feel different things sometimes. Like this morning, I didn't feel that well vibrationally, and I applied a technique, and I got out of the door after I did my bun, and I felt good, and that was cool on my forehead at this fontanelle, and generally good within myself. And the tips of my fingers were just sort of subtle, but it wasn't maybe something's working out in me, but it wasn't like that in the morning. So there's different vibrations happening all the time, but obviously in this context, you feel them very strongly, and I felt them very strongly during Lynn's guided meditation.
It can just take a while before you clearly feel it. It's probably you feel it already, but don't recognize it completely. So it just takes a bit of time. Like this is just, it's a bit like watching grass grow, or like a slow cooker. Things don't go. It's not like a big, lightning bolt kind of experience this, and it kind of has to go slow. Because if it goes too fast, you can't keep up, or it needs to go slow, that with every experience you can consolidate. And so it will just take a little while. And I would really recommend to join in for the workshop on Saturday. Because then you can ask direct questions with the yogi that you're teamed up with, and they can really help you to feel it and then work with you directly.
Yeah, I think Shri Mataji said that everybody that tries will get it. Yeah, and I never got it. I never felt a single thing for 4 weeks. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And people were telling me, "Oh, do you feel this?" And I didn't feel anything. And it happened gradually, and then the experience sort of just kicked off. So. I mean, but if I didn't persist and other people didn't support me, I wouldn't have meditated.
So the 5 weeks is a good timeline, Hetty. See, he did 6 weeks. 6 weeks, he was there.
That's wonderful. Took me 6 months. I don't know what I was trying to feel. You guys are way advanced. Okay, here's another one. This is really interesting one as well. Is having thought a bad thing? Thought is a function of mind. So why are we looking to become thoughtless? What a great question.
It is a good question. And of course, we have to think, but we want to think when we want to think, as opposed to the thoughts thinking us. So we don't want to be thunk by the thoughts. We want to think the thoughts. I mean, thoughtless means you can stop thinking when you want to. It's those thoughts that keep playing. You're rerunning something that's happened in the past, or you keep trying to work something out in the future. It's those thoughts you really don't want to be with all the time. So yes, definitely it is a function that we have to do, think of things.
But I mean, you turn that question around, what is the natural state? The natural state
Yeah.
The
True.
natural state is being thoughtless, and we've added this other thing of continuous thoughts in this modern Western society, and we're just constantly thinking about everything, and our attention's here, there, and we're not in tune with our inner self.
Wow, that's a great explanation. Thank you for that, Chris and Lynn. I can see there are still a few questions. However, I am mindful of time. It's getting later in the eastern coast of Australia. I'll probably take a couple more and then we will wrap it up. However, it doesn't mean that if there are questions, do use the WhatsApp channel to send the questions in, and we will, of course, answer them on. I can see that a few of our Surge Yogi practitioners are already responding to the questions in chat as well. Somebody's saying that they always have cold hands and feet, and when they do a foot soak, I always use warm water. Is it okay, or I have to use cold one to continue cooling my left side? So it's a question about when should we use warm water or cold water when we do a foot soak?
Yeah, for foot soaking, in general, it is like if you feel overheated, use a bit cool water. If you feel cold, use a bit warm water, but not extreme. So not too hot, not too cold. And then, yeah, just with how you feel. That is probably the best guideline. So don't be too, don't be scared about it.
There's another question about the chakra chart, which we have the subtle system on display. Somebody said, could you please talk about the channels, the 3 channels, which in Indian mythology or Indian culture, they're known as Ira, Pingala, and Sushumna. So could you explain a little bit about these 3 channels?
Yes, that's the left side, the right side, and the central channel, which of course relates to the left side is our past and our emotional side, and the right side, Pingala Nadi, is our futuristic and thinking side, our action side. And of course, the Sushumna is the central channel, the present, and also where everything automatic happens, our evolution, our thinking, our breathing, and our growth. Is there anything more we can add about the 3 channels? That's all I can think of at the minute.
Just try to be in the center one.
Yeah, we're aiming for that one.
Good one.
Sorry, I went on mute. Could you please recommend the maximum time one should meditate?
Oh, 24 hours? No. Sorry, I'm being naughty.
We wish we could be in meditation for 24 hours. However, we're going to think when we go to work, and we're going to process and analyze information and have all kinds of emotion. We are humans.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the recommended time? When we're starting off, maybe I should rephrase it. When we're starting off, how long we should meditate?
10 minutes is a good time to start with. But even that 10 minutes, if you get 5 thoughtless minutes and then the next 5 are like thinking about things or reviewing what you've got to do or making your to-do list, then probably you can finish. But on the other side, if you're feeling so good and thoughtless and it's going over 10 minutes, then finish when you feel like it. So it's very much according to the day. So there's no prescription for it, really. Sometimes you might be listening to a talk of Shri Mataji and that'll be your meditation and you'll go for an hour. What to do? But initially, your 10 minutes is probably a fair time.
Yeah, do it for as long as you enjoy and you manage to fit it in.
Make it a chore, make it a joy.
Yeah, don't sit there for 10 minutes watching the clock and then saying, now the 10 minutes are up, finished.
My goodness, the 10 minutes are up.
Watch Netflix now.
Well, I don't want to say goodbye, but I think we should, because we're heading to our finish time for this session. So I am really grateful and very thankful to Lynn for leading a beautiful, beautiful meditation. Thank you so much. Chris,
Fantastic.
all the way from Perth, sharing all your experience. Thank you again for joining us. And Hetty, thank you. And being so enthusiastically putting your hands up to answer all the questions. So you get, first prize for that. So thank you again for joining today. And also, of course, as always, a very big thank you to all the people behind the scenes, making sure all the technical work is done. And also all the Sahaj Yogis in the background responding to your questions by typing back into the chat, and also via WhatsApp group, keeping an eye on it throughout the day in the last 18 days. And we'll continue to do that for another few days left until the end of this week. So a very, very big thank you to the techie team, to the people responding on breakout room, and all the efforts that it takes together to put together this session. And of course, a very, very big thank you to all of you who have taken your time and have, chosen to come and spend this time with us all. So wishing you a lovely day or night, wherever you are in the part of the world.
Thank
And
you, everyone.
see you all again tomorrow. So have a great next 23 hours, and we will be back for the day 19. So have a good night. A big thank you to everybody, and we will be seeing you soon. So take care. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you to the MC.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks,
MC.
Mahima.
My
Very
pleasure.
nice.